Welcome to my PowerPoint on Calico from Deadlock. So, Calico is like a pretty standard, like kind of nuker, a spirit damage assassin character. She actually has a tied for the highest base light melee damage in the game. And on the flip side, she actually has some of the lowest heavy melee damage in the game. So when you are playing early lane on her, you never actually want to really heavy melee, like ever. Most characters, the reason you're heavy meleeing is because you can get like one heavy melee in the time that you would get 2 quick melees in, and it would do more damage. But with Calico, that's not really the case, right? Because she has like a shotgun as well, she has a pretty solid lane just from her like base like damage stats from her gun, right? It does only do 2 damage plus 0.044 per boon, but it's an 8 pellet shotgun, so it's actually like 16 damage, which is average to say the least, but it's not like it's a hard gun to use, and you can get a lot of value out of it because it fires pretty quickly. All things considered, 4.76 bullets per second. For the most part, Calico's stats, they're really not anything special. She's basically average in every other stat, like aside from the ones I've talked about, right? Her light melee and having a decent enough gun. She has middling health. She is like average, like all her stuff is pretty much average. So let's move on to her abilities, kind of like the whole reason you're actually playing the character. So we start with the Gloom Bomb. This ability is kind of cracked. Of course, as time goes on, abilities change, they're buffed, they're nerfed, and the patch that I'm talking about this on was the Halloween patch from 10.24, and in that patch, Gloom Bomb was changed. So it does less damage on its initial hit, now it does 45 times 0.644 spirit power, but it was increased to 65% damage taken if enemies get hit by multiple bombs. What that means is that, well, if you only hit like 1 or 2 bombs, I think, it's doing less damage. But if you're hitting every bomb, it does more damage than it did. So I'm going to be talking about how the fact that it just does way more damage. It has 4 bombs. Like I said, each bomb does 45 damage and 65% if they've been hit by more than one. It only has 3 meters of range, which isn't very good, but you can definitely arc it to get a little bit more range, and you don't even have to really hit the enemy with it because it explodes after a delay. So if they just are near the bomb, they'll get hit by it. It's a very low cooldown at 12 seconds, and its rank 1 upgrade lowers that even further down to 9 seconds. So you can basically just press this on cooldown. It's not like there's mana in Deadlock, so you can have no downside to pressing it on cooldown on the enemy to harass them. And if you're able to hit multiple bombs, they explode. Like, they'll genuinely just melt because of the damage that you're dealing. The rank 2 upgrade increases the damage by 18, again, very significant, and the rank 3 upgrade gives you plus 3 bomb count, which makes that, buff to 65% damage, I believe it was 50 before, to 65%, even more damage, right? This ability is very strong. It's still a little worse than it was before because it was much more free before. You didn't have to hit as many bombs, but you're still doing a lot of damage using Gloom Bomb. It's really short cooldown, and because of the fact that it's so low committal, it really just is a powerful harass tool in lane. And of course it scales like very well, right? Even though each bomb is only dealing 65% damage past the first one, if you land all 7 bombs, that's an insane amount of damage, especially considering you can do that twice in a very short span because of either your ultimate or just the fact that it only has a 9-second cooldown. So you can definitely get a lot of damage out from Calico's Gloom Bombs, and I mean, if you playing Calico in lane using this ability is just, it's everything, right? Like her other cooldowns aren't very long, like, don't get me wrong, but this one you just genuinely are using it on cooldown. There's no downside to it. It's one of the lowest cooldown abilities in the game, especially for early game, right? I mean, I gotta be honest with you, it's so broken. It's still broken, even though they technically nerfed it. It's still a broken ability. I don't want to harp on Gloom Bombs for too long, because Calico's mainly about how her kit combined. It's not really one ability is more powerful than the rest. Like, say, I was talking about Drifter, where really you want to talk about his ult a lot because his ult's kind of better than all of his abilities. All of Calico's abilities are really good, so I'm going to move on. Leaping Slash is actually a really strong ability. So I want to start by talking about how it actually functions. So what you do is you dash forward and then you slash in a circle around you, dealing melee damage, and you heal off of it, right? The range of the dash is 9 meters, and the slash has a 4.5 meter radius. So that means that you can't really hit you. The dash itself doesn't deal damage. It's not like Kayn. Kayn in League of Legends has actually a literally 1-to-1 ability for how it functions, right? Where the dash will deal damage and then the slash. This one, the dash doesn't deal damage, right? So if you're on top of someone, a lot of the times you're not going to be hitting your dash, right? Well, if you dash backwards using your stamina, like your shift dash, and you dash backwards and then use leaping slash, you actually can hit the enemy almost guaranteed every time. So it's a lot better to be using your dashes a lot while playing Calico to reposition, to set up your leaping slash, than to try and like walk far enough away to do it. You're never going to be fast enough, and if people know what you're trying to do, they'll be able to dodge the leaping slash. That being said, because it is a 9 meter radius dash and then a 4.5 meter radius slash, it actually adds up to 13.5 meters for the actual maximum distance on this ability, which catches a lot of people off guard. You definitely see Calico moving like those 9 meters, and you're like, well, that's a pretty big dash. But for some people, I'm saying some people, I'll get hit by this ability a lot because I won't fully expect the range, because it kind of does go really far when you combine those together. Okay, I just wanted to talk about that because it's kind of important. But the ability does pretty good damage. Like I said, Calico is some of the best melee damage in the game. So it has a 94.5 times 1.5 melee damage scaling. It's really strong. You're going to be building items like melee, lifesteal, spirit snatch on her anyway, so getting that extra damage is very valuable. And then it heals you for 40 times 1.4 spirit power every time you hit a hero, which is really good. Like, I want to talk about sorry, I have to talk about Lash. I have to talk about Flog. This heals more than Lash Flog does, and it's way better in ability because it's also mobility, right? Like, why does this heal so much more than Lash Flog? And like, yeah, Flog does a percentage healing, so if you're dealing like a crazy amount of damage off of Flog, right, technically it could heal more, but like it doesn't actually ever heal more because this also has a really good spirit power scaling. So like throughout the game, this is gonna be consistently healing you for more than freaking Lash Flog, while also being a good damaging ability that has a lower cooldown, refunds its cooldown, and is I guess Flog is AoE, I shouldn't say that, but it's also a dash. It's also a dash. I hate this ability is so overloaded, it makes me kind of angry. Like, comparing it to other, like, abilities in the game, it's such an overloaded ability. Like, if it didn't heal, I think it wouldn't be as, like, or if it healed, like, a percentage, like, say, Flog does, it would be less annoying, but the fact that it heals a flat amount, so it heals a flat amount, so it's not, like, based on damage you dealt, right? So if people, have melee resistance, which, I mean, they probably won't, it's not going to get reduced because it's a flat amount. It also only has an 11-second cooldown. Lash Flog has like a 21-second cooldown at level 1, man. Come on! Anyway, the rank 1 upgrade increases the heal amount by 25. Gotta talk about it. The rank 2 update gives it 55 more damage. Another ability I want to talk about that I've already talked about before is Rend from Drifter. So at the rank 2 upgrade, this does way more damage than Rend does. Rend, like, I get that Rend has more range, but again, this is mobility, and it heals you, and does good damage, and does more damage than freaking Rend does. And Rend only does its maximum amount of damage if they're right on top of you. I know Calico's a broken character. I know Calico's OP, so I'm not going to complain too much, but like, come on. Like, this ability is really what makes me annoyed about Calico. Not, like, I understand that it's probably not even Calico's best ability, but that's the thing, right? Calico's probably worst ability is better than some characters' like good abilities too, and that's what's like annoying about Calico. Calico is so incredibly powerful. Leaping Slash, you can actually you can cancel the Gloom Bomb throw out. So there's not really an animation on throwing out Gloom Bombs, right? You can still act out of it, but you can throw the bombs into instantly using Leaping Slash to bomb someone and slash on them right at the same time. You can follow it up with a light melee, deal a lot of damage. Her gun still isn't terrible. It's not the greatest gun. You're not building for it, but it's still not terrible to pepper people with while you're fighting them. And then we get to the rank 3 upgrade. On hero hit, refund 50% of the cooldown. And like I said, I think this is Calico's worst ability. This would be like the best ability on a lot of characters, and it's still not Calico's best ability. Yeah. Like, of course, Leaping Slash is a very vital amount of damage and mobility for Calico, right? But, like, a lot of your damage is coming from Gloom Bomb, or a lot of your utility, not utility, I guess, a lot of your burst and resetting your cooldowns comes from your ultimate, so Leaping Slash having all of this, like, just extra is, like, so crazy to me. And, like, you see how I'm talking about how I think Calico is OP? I don't even think Calico is, like, remotely the best character in the game, too. I've been really thinking a lot about how the balance in Deadlock is, and it's not very good. I have to be honest. Like, I get it's an early access game. I get that, right? But this character supposedly just got nerfed in this patch, and she's still overpowered. Let that sink in. Anyway, let's move on to a really strong ability that you wouldn't really think is that strong until you understand the context of the game, and that's Ava. So, Ava makes it so that Calico turns into her cat. She gains 65% bonus bonus movement speed. If you get hit, I believe you lose that movement speed. It lasts for 16 seconds, has a 45-second cooldown. All of those are fine, right? None of those are really that big of an issue. 45-second cooldown's kind of long, but it's not like you're ever using this ability in combat. If you get hit, I believe it also goes on a 6-second cooldown. But the main thing is that this is, like, one of the best roaming tools in the game. It's up there with, like, Kelvin Ice Walk and, like, Ivy Ult as, like, unbelievably powerful, like, roaming abilities, right? It also makes it so you can't be seen on the map, and you can cast abilities out of it, right? It's not like you have to cancel it and then cast abilities, like there's some sort of, downtime to being in the middle, right? You just can cast right out of it. So people will be able, you can walk up behind people, they won't be able to see you on their map, and you can cast abilities right out of it. It's really disgusting. And then at the rank 1 upgrade, it goes from 16 seconds to 30 seconds. That means it only has a 15-second downtime before you even have any cooldown reduction, just from one point in this ability. That's disgusting. You can be in this for so long, you can roam around the map with it, and yeah, you can technically get hit while in it, but it makes your hitbox really tiny. So if you're, good at dodging, I guess you can't, use a lot of your, you can't really use your stamina or anything, but you're so fast that doesn't really matter. You can dodge a lot of stuff with it. You can you can use it, like, if you're out of combat for long enough to hide around corners so people can't see you. And like I said, the roaming potential is really good, especially because you can use abilities out of it. This is the thing that I've seen so many Calico players that, like, at my rank, even better than, I was watching a stream, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was playing Calico, and he didn't use abilities out of Ava. I don't know if he didn't know he could do that, but he just canceled Ava. If someone saw him on the map, they turned around and he killed him. And I was so confused why he did that. And that's before we even talk about the fact that at the rank 2 upgrade, you get another 45% movement speed. So it goes up to 110% bonus movement speed. You're literally flying around the map once you get this upgrade. You're not going to take it early, right? Because you're going to, focus on your other more important abilities, especially the rank 3 upgrade. Really not going to get this in most games. But if you are able to get this rank 2 upgrade on Ava, you just can fly around the map killing people. It's almost like you're playing Quinn in League of Legends, honestly. Like, I never really thought about it until, like, this exact second, but the amount of out-of-combat movement speed you're getting, and then you're roaming around the map and one-shotting people, you might as well just be Quinn from League, right? Like, if you've ever played League of Legends, basically what Quinn does. She flies around the map really fast with her ultimate, and she one-shots you. And that's her whole game plan. So, you run around the map really fast with Ava, and you one-shot someone. That's Calico's game plan. It's really good. You can also use, Ava can also break boxes. It's a little thing she can do. You use your quick melee, right? It's not anything special. She can't do damage while in that form, but it's a nice low quality of life thing they added just so you can do that. And then we talk about Return to Shadows. This is a crazy ability. It would already be, like, really good, even if it didn't, like, reset cooldowns, because it just does good damage. It does it twice. It makes you invulnerable. It gives you movement speed. It effectively lowers your cooldowns by 3 seconds because, well, you get to wait out for 3 seconds. And it's on a 90-second freaking level 1 cooldown. 1 point in it makes it go to 65-second cooldown. And this isn't even the best character in the game. I'm sorry. Like, Calico just makes me angry. I actually like playing Calico too. That's the thing. Calico is so strong that it makes me angry, and I like playing this character. Anyway, you instantly turn into Shadow, becoming untargetable. You deal 140 times 0.609 spirit power damage. You gain plus 30% movement speed, and then after 3 seconds, you deal that damage again, and in an AoE around you, right? It's really powerful. It's really good for just using out of your abilities. You can use your Gloom Bomb into Slash instantly into Return to Shadows right after your Slashes ends. So it's basically like a really fast burst of damage that you can get off. And then, you know, with the rank 2 upgrade, it does more damage. You get more movement speed, plus 75 damage, plus 20% movement speed. Not bad by any means. You can stick onto people better with the movement speed, so they're not going to be able to get out of your ult. But then we talk about the rank 5 upgrade. You're going to get this first every single game. Refund all cooldowns and gain plus 24% damage for 5 seconds. Yeah. So a typical, you know, Calico combo is you bomb into Slash into Return to Shadows instantly, and then you bomb into Slash right away, and if they're alive still, I don't know what to say. Maybe, you know, quick melee them, get that freaking Spirit Snatch back if it's off cooldown. It's insane. This ability is truly overpowered, in my opinion. Like, there are ways to have strong abilities in video games that make sense. I think a powerful ultimate that is fair, but really strong, is, say, like Doorman ult. I think the rest of Doorman's kit probably makes Doorman's ult a little too strong, in my opinion, but I think Doorman ult is a very powerful ability that takes someone out of the fight, it does good damage, and it sets up for the rest of his kit, right? Calico ult takes you out of the fight by one-shotting you, and then puts Calico back in the fight by giving you all your cooldowns back. As a character that heavily relies on cooldowns, and is already able to one-shot you, even really without having that reset. You don't really need the Calico reset that much. If they have like Spirit Shielding, or, you know, they have, you know, Spirit Resist, yeah, maybe you will need it, right? But by the time you get the rank 3 upgrade for the first time, they'll probably maybe have Spirit Resist if you're playing against good players. If you're not playing against good players, they're never gonna have Spirit, or they're not gonna have like Spirit Shielding or anything like that. And you just run around the map, you one-shot people, and then guess what? It resets Ava's cooldown, so you can run around the map again. You go as Ava, you engage a fight, you bomb slash ult, come out of the ult, bomb slash, you kill them, you run away as Ava. And nobody's the wiser because you're not even showing up on the map. I don't know, Calico is an incredibly overloaded character in my opinion. Her numbers are also crazy high, right? Her ult does 240 times like 1.2 whatever spirit power, right? On top of the fact that it also amps the rest of her damage, and it makes her invulnerable, and it resets her cooldowns, and it gives her movement speed, and she can run away with it, and it's on a 65-second cooldown. I don't know, man. This ability is insane. I genuinely do not understand how this ability is the way that it is. Like, any real company that really balanced a video game would not leave this in as it is. I have to say this. Like, I know that I've been talking about Calico being OP, but this one is what takes the cake for me. Truly, this is what takes the cake for me. This is one of the best ultimates in the entire game. I think, I don't know any character that would turn down having Return to Shadows, by the way, as their ultimate. Like, who would? What character would turn this down? Maybe like a Victor, I guess? I mean, if it functions the same way as Ethereal Shift, I wouldn't turn it down on Victor, honestly. I struggle to think of a character that would rather have their ultimate over Return to Shadow, personally. I don't know any character that would, like off the top of my head. Anyway, let's talk about some items. This is the build, it's by Together. This is, I mean, there's a million ways to build every character, obviously, but this is the one that I like to go, so, you know, I'm gonna recommend it here. It's pretty simple, right? Calico's a spirit damage assassin with high roaming potential, right? You're gonna build, you know, you're gonna build Veil Walker, you're gonna build Enduring Speed, and then you're gonna build things, you know, like Cold Front, or Spirit Snatch, or, you know, Torment Pulse, or Silence Wave, etc., right? These items that make it so you deal a lot of damage all while you're on top of your enemy, and you make it really hard for them to for them to get away from you, right? Cold Front does good damage, and it slows for 60%. Silence Wave makes it so it's basically impossible for people to get out of your ultimate, or get out of your combo if you, like, start the combo with it. Spirit Snatch applies on Leaping Slash, and it steals their freaking Spirit Res, so you're dealing even more damage. This character does so much damage. And the way that the game is, like, kind of balanced right now, especially at, like, mid to high ranks, is that one-shot, like, Spirit Nukers are kind of the best because, well, they don't scale that well, sure, but I mean, if I'm playing I'm even in my, like, Arcanist or whatever lobbies, I don't remember what I'm in right now, the green one, and I'm, like, green 6, and I'm about to rank up. Even in those lobbies, my games are only going to, like, 30 minutes. I'm not getting, like, these 40-minute games where Calico falls off, right? So, unless you're playing, like, ultra-low elo, where, like, sure, Calico will fall off in the late game, no, she doesn't, right? If you're not playing games that go to, like, 40-plus minutes, then assassin characters don't actually fall off, right? This is something that, you know, happens in League of Legends all the time, right? Assassins in the past would have to worry about, you know, making it to late game because their late game wasn't very strong. Obviously nowadays, right, every assassin's also Thanos late game, but that's a different topic. So, but the way that Deadlock is balanced, yeah, assassins do actually fall off. You have items like Spellbreaker, you have items like Counterspell that can, you know, help you deal with these spirit damage assassins. I mean, you have spirit shielding as well, how to deal with these spirit damage assassins in the later game, but in the early game, they just one-shot you, and it's not really easy to deal with it, right? Spellbreaker is 6,400 souls, Counterspell, 3,200 souls. They're really expensive items. They can't really build on carries, or you lose the game, right? Like, yeah, theoretically, you can build Spellbreaker as your first item. You spend all 6,400 of your first 6,400 souls on it, but then what do? Then what? Like, how do you kill anyone? You can't really do that. That's why like the spirit damage assassins are so strong right now. I haven't really talked about them until now, right? This is the first one I'm talking about. But yeah. So if you're not playing like a powerful early game character, just don't even try and interact with Calico. I gotta be honest with you. If your character can't survive getting one shot by Calico, don't interact with her. Like, she's basically, what it's called is a stat checker. She checks if you have enough stats to survive her one-shotting you, and if you don't, you lose. If you do, you might still lose because she technically gains more damage anyway and has really low cooldown, so, I don't know. Her main weakness really is the fact that she does have to go into melee range, right? She's definitely more susceptible to hard crowd control than a lot of other characters. Her mobility out of combat is really good, right? But her in-combat mobility is basically, I have this ultimate that I can dodge some stuff with. Yeah, I can dodge infinite damage with it, but that's also my ultimate ability, and I'm trying to use it to kill people. So if I get caught out, yeah, I'm going to be a lot weaker because I have to use my ult to run away. It's not like it's a bad ult to run away with, right? Because you 50% bonus movement speed, it lasts for 3 seconds, you're untargetable and immune to damage, but it's still, like, it's still something you have to think about, right? Anyway, let's move on to the end. I got you there. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think down below. What do you guys think about Calico? I think she's very strong. She's a lot of different ways you can play her. All of her abilities are very strong individually and when using them together. And, like, she doesn't even really have that many points in the game where she's weak. Yeah, she's weak in the ultra late game, like I'm saying, but again, unless you're in really low elo or for some reason games drag on, that's never going to actually happen. So in a real game of Deadlock, she's strong basically throughout, right? She's strong level 1, she's strong level 4, she's strong when she gets her ultimate, she's strong when she gets her first, like, power spike item, when she gets Spirit Satch, she's strong when she gets her first 6,400 item, she's strong basically throughout the entire game, and you kind of just have to respect what she can do. If you have, you know, if you're playing against a Calico and you're playing like a support, you want to build like Guardian Barrier to, you know, shield your carry. You want to buy Rescue Beam to get them out of the Calico, or you want to play like Viscous and make them invalidate the entire Calico combo, which you can do. That's pretty good way to deal with it. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.